Right. How important is vocabulary for your IELTS test? Any answers? Why do you think vocabulary enhancement is important to improve your IELTS score? I'm not seeing any new faces today, so most probably you've heard me talk about the importance of vocabulary in our past lectures. So let's see. How well do you really pay attention during our classes? Because if you do pay attention in our classes, it simply means you can answer that question. I'm also accepting answers from Zoom participants. Of course, kasi kasali kayo dito. What role does vocabulary play in improving your IELTS score? Any answer would be good. Okay, Argel.
It's very important because it helps us to think for words
Mm-hmm.
we can say because vocabulary means we have a lot of words to think about for us to say.
Right, exactly. So Argel emphasizes the fact that vocabulary is linked to better self-expression. Your thoughts are in your mind and finifilter out mo kung ano bang tamang words ang appropriate for your speaking, writing, diba? And also, vocabulary is also very important in reading and listening because apparently you cannot comprehend passages and audio files, yung mga sinasabi sa audio, kung hindi mo rin alam yung context at saka yung words na binabanggit, right? So it's very crucial since vocabulary is actually the foundation of language. If you notice, this is a minor lecture, but it affects all your skills in language enhancement, in listening, reading, writing, and speaking. It's highly important to learn vocabulary in writing. Why? Because you have to avoid redundancy. That's right. And you also have to avoid
The use of words.
Yes, exactly. Repetitive use of words. In order for you to have a variety of words to express your thoughts, you have to invest in your vocabulary bank. Right? You have to enhance your lexical resource. Alam ko kung ano yun, Argel. Nagbubugaw lang pala siya ng lamok. Okay. So today we will be discussing these 4 areas. The common incorrect usage of vocabulary in IELTS. We have already accumulated, collected all the words na mamali ang mga test takers para maiwasan na natin lahat. Okay? That's the thing about mistakes. You have to avoid them. Because if you do the same mistake again, it's no longer a mistake. It's a choice. Parang nalilihis na naman yung topic. Okay. And of course, we are going to talk about phrasal verbs. Idiomatic expressions, are they really important in your IELTS? And collocations. All right. Later, after this lecture, if you want, I can send you a link of a recent video that I watched. It's actually a 25-minute video. Sabi ko nga, ayaw kasi ni Sir Kevin na nagpo-provide ng mga ibang links na hindi galing Niner English. Pero supplementary material lang naman yun. So if you want, I can send you the link. Hindi ko lang kasi send sa mga Discord, GCs natin. Because apparently, he would ask me to delete it. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, let's have a quick quiz. Let's take a look at the first sentence. Who would like to read it aloud? Yes, Argel.
Sandy took my ball pen without my permission.
Sandy took my ball pen without my permission. Now my question is, sa panahon natin ngayon, lahat ba ng pen, ball pen? Hindi na. Because we have different kinds of pens. We have sign pens, electrical pens, ball pens, Pilot, you brand your brand, okay? Parker pen, kung medyo social ka, Parker pen, di ba? So apparently, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung ball pen as a generic term kung hindi naman ball pen talaga. Okay? Kung ball pen talaga siya, ibig sabihin meron siya bilog dun sa dulo ng pen. Right? So apparently, hindi lahat ng pen, ball pen. So, refrain from using the term ball pen. Instead, you should replace it with a generic term, pen. Okay? Second example. Gretchen, the SD Queen, had a lot of old movies. Oh, yung mga isip nyo, ah. Okay. Apparently, ang tinutukoy talaga dun sa bold movies are X-rated movies. Okay? Like, yung napapanood nyo sa Viva Max, am I right? I don't really watch that, so hindi ko talaga alam kung anong meron doon. But it pertains to pornographic materials. Pero, mali ang paggamit ng word na, ano yung word na mali dito sa sentence na to? Bold, right? Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng bold, una, kalbo. So, kalbong movies ba?
That's bald.
Pangalawa, nakahubad, right? And pangatlo, another meaning of the word bold figuratively is to be brave. Are you bold enough to face that challenge? Okay? So, mali yung paggamit dito. Ang tamang term ay, Gretchen the SD Queen had a lot of pornographic movies or X-rated films. Rated SPG. Striktong patnubay. Ano yung G? At gabay. Ayun pala. Okay, gets na ba kung bakit mali ang paggamit ng... Okay, nakasanayan na natin yung ball pen, yung bold. Parang nakaregister na sa isip natin na yun yung ibig sabihin kasi Filipino English slangs yun. But the thing is, hindi mo yun pwedeng i-apply sa English. Sa IELTS. Alright? Refrain from using Filipino English slangs in your IELTS speaking writing. On the third example, for a while, I will transfer your call to Mrs. Dimatulak's local number. O tinagalog ko yung pag-pronounce ng Dimatulak, baka sabihin niyo, Dimatulak, sabihan niyo na naman akong maarte, di ba? Okay, so, ano yung pagkakamali? Why is this grammatically incorrect? What do you think? Any answers from the group?
For a while.
Bakit naging mali yun?
Because it should be a second sentence.
It's not about fragments. Pag sinabing for a while, akala natin, ang ibig sabihin nun, saglit lang ha. Teka lang saglit. No, apparently, for a while pertains to waiting for a longer period of time. It took me a while to realize. Parang, natagalan ako bago ko ma-realize isang bagay, okay? Well, actually, when you say for a while, it means it will take a couple of days of processing or evaluation of a certain piece of information. So, ang tamang dapat na gamitin na phrases or expressions ay Please hold on a minute. Hang on, please. Could you wait for a minute? Could you wait for a little? Ganon, okay. So, we will be discussing more words now. Now, we commonly misuse. We have a long list actually. Yung iba sa inyo makaka-relate, yung iba naman na Gen Zs hindi na masyadong makaka-relate. Oo, sorry naman, Melo. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. So, first on the list is apartel, condotel. Kasi pinagsama nila yung word na apartment plus hotel. Apparently, there's no such word as apartel. You have to say apartment hotel. Okay? May mga apartment hotels ba dito sa Philippines? I think they're most commonly called inns. Right? So, avoid using the term apartel. Although I don't really use that. Baby bus. May gumagamit pa ba ng term na baby bus? Buti pa yung bus na tawag na baby. Ikaw hindi. Ano? Joke lang naman. Okay, so apparently, you can't call it a baby bus anymore. Shark, pwede ba? Baby shark. Ano kung may toddler kayo sa bahay, di ba? Baby shark. Kinanta niya. Okay, so, ang tamang word is minibus. Or e-bus, electronic bus. Ay, hindi. Pwede palang hindi minibus yung electronic bus. So, minibus ang tawag naman na din natin talaga, diba? Okay. Bar girl, a dancer or a prostitute. So, the right term is stripper. Sino dito mga mahilig magpunta sa mga... Hindi ko kayo i-judge. Kasi ko... Just kidding. Actually, never pa ako nakapunta sa ganung lugar.
Hindi alam ni House.
Ha?
Hindi alam si Argel yan, no?
Ayoko kasi taong simbahan to eh. So, pag taong simbahan, bawal na magkamali. Mali bang pumunta sa ganon? I think mali. Depende sa sitwasyon. Sa Gapan? Taga-Gapan ka ba?
Nakakarating mo siya doon.
Where are you from? Talavera. The biyahe is 1 hour from Talavera. Depende pa kung saan ka sa Talavera. So, isang oras dinadayo mo para makapunta ka doon?
Eh, nandiyan na mo yung hubo-hubo.
Oh my gosh, guys! Yung mga ganyang topic, very bago sa akin, ha? I'm so innocent. Never pa ako napunta sa ganun, but of course, I know about it. You know, you can watch them in movies and film and series, ganun. Actually, may bago ng series ngayon si Kim Chu. I don't know the title, pero nasa, ano yata yun eh, Prime Video. So, she's a prostitute in that movie. Sa Gapan marami, talaga. Taga-Gapan ako pero di ko alam.
Alam mo, gusto mo isang tao. May mga gilid-gilid ka.
Santa Rosa is not in Gapan. So, nagkakabukingan na po dito. Ayan si Clark. Alam, ituturo na daw niya kay Argel tsaka kay Ronnie kung saan sa Santa Rosa at saan sa Gapan.
Kailangan ituro kay Sir Ronnie. Alam niya na ngayon.
Kanina pa nga siya tatawa-tawa sa Gedli.
Yung location, Clark na lang natin.
Ma'am, katakot yon. Baka gumising ka na lang ng may STD. True! Curable naman, Charis. Ay, hindi yung STD yung... Wag na nga, ayoko na yung topic na yan. Kadiri. Ba't ba kasi yan yung example? Big time! Ayan, yung mga big time. Pumupunta sa beer house. Balik pa rin doon yung topic. Okay, so usually, pag meron tayong mga kamag-anak abroad or mga kamag-anak or family, friends na medyo sumakses sa buhay, alam niyo yun, naka-LL, nakaluwag-luwag, alam mo yun, tawagan sa kanila, big time ka na, manlibre ka naman, ganyan. Pero, hindi pala siya tamang term, okay? Kailangan, appropriate yung gamitin natin word, elite or high profile. Baka may gumamit ng sumakses na po. My friend is now a very successful person. Sumakses na siya, ganun, okay? Biscuit. Alright. Gusto ko sanang mag-send ng picture, pero medyo ang hassle lang kasi ng palipat-lipat ng website. So, ang biscuit ay bizcocho. Okay, if you want, search it, makikita nyo na ang biscuit pala, iba siya sa cookies. Kasi ang mga Pilipino, nasanay kayong bumibili nung nakabalde, na iba't iba yung laman. May wafer, may cookies, may chocolate bar, may custard bar, may skyflakes. Akala nyo, pag inutusan kayo ng mami nyo, uy, kunin mo nga dun yung mga biskuit. Ganon. So, kukunin mo lahat yun. So, akala mo lahat ng laman doon, biskuit na tawag. Hindi talaga biscuit biskuit.
Puro.
Grabe sa pangburol. Uy, wag na. Yung mga topic ni ka. Ikaw ba rin pumasok ka lang kung ano na yung topic namin dito.
Talagang na plano.
Umalit na ito.
Pumalit na daw.
Pumalit kay Delvin.
Umalit din ang girlfriend. Ginayang ko pa eh.
Calling the attention of Delvin.
Self-confess, ma'am. Tumawag daw sa kanya, ma'am, lasing.
Ano sabi? Huwag mo nang sabihin kung ano yung sinabi niya. Hayaan mo na. Okay, so, iba-iba yung laman nun, ha? Pwedeng crackers, pwedeng wafer, cookie, diba? So, pag sinabi natin cookies, yun yung chocolate chip cookies. Tinry nyo na ba i-check out yung sinuggest ko sa inyo? Drip and Bites. Natry mo na yun? Masarap, diba? Drip and Bites. Mura lang. Parang nasa 50 pesos lang yon per piece. Pero huwag kayong manghinayang sa 50 pesos kasi ganyan siya. At saka talagang chunks of chocolate. Okay, next. Pag meron kang kamag-anak na big time, ang inaasahan mo, pagpa-blow out siya. Or pag may birthday, di ba? Pero sa American English, ang ibig sabihin ba ng blowout ay your car has a flat tire. Yung tipong nasa Amerika ka, tapos yung kasama mong foreigner, or, I mean, not foreigner, yung kasama mong American, oh, there's a blowout. Tapos ikaw na-excite ka kasi kala mo may party. Kala mo may maglilibre. So sabi mo sa friend mo, really? Where? Excited ka ba? Pero sad news pa nga kasi may sumabog or may bumutok na lobo. Doraemon pala. Na gulong. Okay? So, ang tamang term is host a party. Or, kasi yung iba ang alam nila sa word na blowout, manlibre. Diba? Can you please treat us to a meal? Buy us some drinks. Ayun yung mga tamang expressions sa manlibre ka naman, di ba? Sa blowout. Alright, again, we are encountering the word bold. Ibig sabihin nito, nude. No, ang common mistake, akala natin ang ibig sabihin nude. Pero ang ibig sabihin talaga, naked. Ng nude ay naked. So, figuratively, bold means brave, daring, or courageous. Ginagamit niyo ba yung word na yun? Hindi naman. Boundary. Ano yung pagkakaintindi niyo sa word na boundary? Si Clark gusto kong itanong.
Active.
Ha?
Boundary ko ba?
Oo, boundary. Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Halfway.
What halfway?
Alsado ba? Ano?
Boundary sa
May boundary. Okay. Well, close. Close enough. Kayo ba? Anong nasa isip niyo pag sinabing boundary?
ang dati mga hindi pa boundary lang sa mga tricycle o mga jeep.
So, kapag ikaw yung owner ng mga tricycle, tapos kumuha ka ng mga tricycle drivers, kailangan nilang magbayad sa'yo ng boundary nila, like commission mo sa pagpapagamit, pagpaparent ng tricycle, right? Or pwede ring XLT, jeep, ganyan. Pero hindi pala yun yung ibig sabihin ng boundary. Ang ibig sabihin ng boundary, yun yung dapat ine-establish pag alam mong mali. Charis. Di ba? Pag alam mong dapat may boundaries ka, you have to create the walls already. Huwag mo nang hayaan na may mga taong hindi alam yung mga boundaries talaga nila sa buhay eh. Just kidding. All right, so the right meaning of boundary is a limit, extent. To what extent? Okay? So there's a boundary. We will meet at the boundary of what? Two different places. Okay? Yes. Bottomless. There was a time na nauso yung free iced tea sa mga kainan, right? Restaurants. Why? Because it's their marketing strategy to attract more customers. Kasi syempre mga Pilipino mahilig sa libre, di ba? Uy, libre yung iced tea ko, tara doon na lang tayo, gano'n, di ba? Kasi syempre may additional bayad pa pag umorder ka ng soft drinks or ng bottled water, di ba? So, mas okay na may palibreng water or palibreng bottomless iced tea, gano'n. Apparently, when we go to restaurants, meron ding nakalagay sa mga menu. Pitch of iced tea. A pitcher of iced tea. Tapos tatanungin mo, bottomless po ba yan, sir? Ma'am, gano'n, di ba? Ibig sabihin, unli ba yan? Parang okay lang ba umulit-ulit ng iced tea? Di ba? Pero hindi pala yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Hindi mo siya dapat gamitin sa ganong konteksto. Another term, the correct usage is refillable. Is the pitcher of iced tea refillable or is it 50 pesos per pitcher or per order, diba? Okay. Cabaret or nightclub? Medyo luma na talaga tong mga terms na to. Hindi ko rin naman ginagamit yung cabaret. Pero parang si Ronnie yung nakaka-relate siya dun sa nightclub. Bakit ganon? Kanina, nagkataon talagang mga lalaki yung students today, no? Okay. So, the correct usage is strip club. Alam niyo ba meron ding strip clubs na puro lalaki yung mga dancers? Lalo na sa US. Because I have a lot of friends working in the US. So, yung mga stories nila, IG stories nila, yun, pumunta sila sa mga strip clubs, pero mga lalaki yung nagsistrip. Gusto mo yun? Si Michi, natatawa na lang to, no? Have you been to that kind of place? Ako kasi hindi pa eh. Yeah. Tsaka kung nakapunta man ako dito, di ako amin. Pero wala naman, like, siguro tanggalin natin yung stigma na once nakapunta ka sa ganung lugar, masamang tao ka na. Did you do something bad? Because apparently it's for experience, right? And nowadays it's normal. Calling card. So, refrain from using calling card kasi mali siya. It's supposed to be business card. Uso pa ba yan ngayon? Yes! In the corporate world, uso pa ang pagbibigay ng business card because apparently you can ask for the person's social media accounts just to contact them, right? That's really inappropriate and not professional. Unprofessional. So if you really want to take things in a professional level, you should just give out your business card. Canteen. Okay. Nakasanayan natin na sa mga schools, canteen ang tawag, pero ang tamang term ay cafeteria. Why naging mali yung canteen? Kasi canteen can refer to lagayan ng water. Ngayon, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay flask. At kilala ng lahat yung aqua flask. Okay? Pero it's a container of water, lalo na sa mga sundalo. Canteen din po tawag nyo doon. O, di ba? Si Ronnie ang patunay na mali ang paggamit ng word na canteen. Kung gusto mo siyang gamitin to refer to a cafeteria, you have to use the term school canteen. Okay? School canteen. Car park. Parking lot or parking area. Okay? Meet me at the parking lot of SM. Ayan, dyan nagtatagpo yung mga patag. Uy! Joke lang. Kasi hindi nga naman exposed, di ba?
Makita sa parking. Very pa.
Uy! Huwag ka lang tala ng mga topics! Grabe! Binigyan mo siya ng ID. Charot. Alright, next we have cargo train. Hindi naman kasi lahat ng train cargo ang dala, okay? Meron din namang mga train na, yeah, commuter train, right? Train to Busan, ganun. So, freight train pala ang tawag dapat. Carnapper. Kasi ang mga Pilipino mahilig mag-invento ng mga words eh. Work it holdupper, kidnapper, ganun. Akala lang, kapag magnanakaw naman ng kotse, carnapper naman tawag doon. No. Ang tawag pala dapat ay car thief. Okay? Same goes with carnapping. Mali yung term na yun. Motor vehicle theft. Okay. Eto medyo, hindi ko alam kung makaka-relate kayo sa word na cheat. Pero may mga restaurants or cafeterias sa schools before, nung high school kami. Para naka-segregate yung money. Like, isa lang yung pupuntahan lahat ng cash. Kasi di ba sa school cafeteria, may snack section, may uh, pasta set, drinks. Iba-iba kasi sila ng mga stalls at iba-iba din yung owner. Okay? So, ipapapalit mo dapat yung cash mo sa chip. Di ba? Yung chip mo, halaga nun 20 pesos or 50 pesos, 10 pesos, ganun. Para yung lahat ng pera, nandun lang isang bagsak lang. Okay? So, ang tawag niya ay restaurant bill or a card. Sino dito yung gumagamit ng term na bill out na po? Tama ba yung paggamit niyo ng bill out? Tingnan natin. So, mali. Alam ko rin mali talaga yung paggamit ng bill out pag nasa restaurant. O, gumaganon pa kasi may senyas pa kayong ganon kay waiter. Bill out na po, bill out na po. Pero mali. Can I have my bill, please? I'm ready to get my bill. Ganon. Confident ka pa, tapos kinulang ka pa ng 5 pesos pala. Okay. May we get the bill? Can we have the check, please? More commonly sa US to ginagamit. Can I have the check, please? Argel, how about in Canada? Ano yung ginagamit na term kapag magkukuha ka na ng bill mo sa restaurant?
The same as upset.
Alin doon? Madami yun.
Can we have our bill, please?
Okay. Hindi bill out, di ba? Alright. Ito, gusto ko to. Close the light. Kasi maraming nagkakamali dito. Open the light, close the light, ganon. Pero mali pala talaga. When you're pertaining to electronical devices, you don't say close open. You say turn it on or turn it off. Okay? Ano naman yung turn down and turn up?
Maybe I'll reject someone or something.
When it comes to electronical devices,
Turn off. Or
turn the volume down, turn the volume up. Hindi yung,
take it louder.
oh my gosh. Ano ba yung commonly na ginagamit nyo nung hindi nyo pa alam yung turn it up, turn it down, the volume, or intensity?
Get louder.
Ay, yung mga Pilipino kasi hindi gumagamit ng words eh. Puro ano lang eh, gestures lang. Oh, you know. Di ba? Oo, naksan mo na ganun lang. Kamay lang eh, no? Hinaan mo, ganun. So, yun, when we're pertaining to electronical devices, turn off the light, turn off the TV, turn off the computer. Paano kung tatanggalin sa pagkakasaksa kasi yung nanay mo hindi siya kampante sa tina-turn off lang, di ba? Ano gusto ng mga parent, ng mga nanay? Hinuhugot! Ano tawag dun sa English? Unplug it or plug it out. Alright? Alam nyo ba na may tinatawag ng vampire power? Or, ang tawag doon ay standby power. Totoo, yung mga sinasabi ng mga nanay na nagkakarga pa rin ng nagkakarga, nagkokonsumo pa rin ng electricity ang mga naka-plug na devices. Yes, they consume, but very little. Very little. Pero syempre, pag inipon-ipon mo yon sa katagalan, lumalaki din yan. So, makakasave ka din naman din talaga. Okay? Dati kasi di ako naniniwala sa nanay ko na nung sinasabi niya, tanggalin mo yung saksak. Nakakakonsumo yan ng kuryente. Pero ngayon, adult na ako at ako na nagbabayad ng bills, very conscious na ako sa mga ganong bagay. Pag hindi ikaw yung nagbabayad ng bills, wala kang pakialam. Totoo ba? Di ba? Hindi ka conscious sa mga little things na pwedeng mag-accumulate. Sino dito nakaka-relate doon? Naalala ko pa dati, nung ano pa lang ako, university student. And meron ka, I was living in a dormitory with girls, all girls. Tapos, every time na may toothpaste ako, kahit may laman pa siya, tinatapon ko na agad. Sabi nung kasama ko, girl, may laman pa yan. Tapos sabi niya, hay nako, di marunong magtipid. Sige, pag ikaw na nagbabayad ng bills mo, ma-realize mo na kailangan mo siyang simutin, yung toothpaste. Tapos sabi, well, I was only 17 back then, so hindi ko pa alam yung mga responsibilities, di ba? Ng pagbabayad ng kung ano-ano. Tapos, tumatak talaga sa isip ko yung sinabi niya na yun. Kayo ba? Ginagawa niyo ba yun? Or tinatapon niyo? Apparently, you can cut the toothpaste and you can scrape more of the product, right? Titas and titos of Manila, hello!
Using that.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Uy, wait lang, bigla akong nahiya kay Jeffrey. Alam mo bakit? Sabi niya kasi nag-aral daw siya dito ng IELTS. Baka mamaya, ito pa rin yung slideshow na yun. Parang gusto ko nang sipagan at i-update lang yung mga slides ngayon, ha? So, Jeffrey, kung ito man yun, wag mo na sa akin ipaalam at baka lalo akong mahiya. Okay, next we have combo. O, kailan ba darating yung combo? Sa huling gabi ba? Di ba sa mga lamay, combo tawag? Pero, alam, ha?
Ma'am, di ba siya member?
Member siya ng combo? Ah, talaga? Di halata. Anyway, so, yung combo ba guys, pwede din ba, combo to rin, musical band? Yung mga musical bands ba, pwede rin yun sa hindi lamay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, da.
Ah. We don't celebrate fiestas kasi eh. Eh ba? We don't celebrate fiestas if it's santo. But if it's like bayan, fiesta ng bayan, or Chinelas Festival, or Kakanin Festival, it's okay. But kami kasi mga Christians, hindi kami ano po ba yung religion mo? Oh, yun. Kasi apparently, well, sa mga Roman Catholic dito ha, walang ma-offend. Pero kasi naniniwala kami na we should not idolize the saints because they're humans. Kaya hindi namin sila celebrate yung mga fiesta na santong, ano, Nazareno, ganun. So, hindi ako aware na may musical bands din pala pag mga fiesta. Ganun. Akala ko sa mga ano lang yun lamay. Kasi hindi nga exact yung date, diba? Tama. Tsaka wala naman talagang nakalagay na exact date of Christ's birth. Hmm? Kailan siya pinanganak? Hmm. Summer? Paano niyo po nalaman? Nandun po kayo. Ay, sabi ko na nga ba si Sir Ronnie galing pa sa panahon na yun. I'm just kidding. Oras ako uuwi. 1 p.m. Okay. Comfort room. Ayan. Madalas kong sinasabi, mali ang pagsabi ng CR lang ako. I'll just go to the CR. Tatanungin ka talaga ng mga kasama mong hindi Filipino. What do you mean by CR? What do you mean by comfort room? It's not called a comfort room in America, you know. It's actually called a toilet or washroom. Bathroom. Pwede rin, okay? Bathroom pa. Wala namang bathtub. So, pag sa Pilipinas, wala namang bathtub yung bahay nyo, toilet na lang. Bathroom ka ba? Hindi naman pala naka-bathtub eh. Alright. So, when I was living in another country, akala ko normal na lahat ng bahay may bathtub. So, when I came to the Philippines, I was like, hey mom, why don't we have a bathtub in the house? Sabi ng nanay ko, ate mo! Sa ibang bansa lang yon. Okay, next. Cotton buds. Brand kasi to, cotton buds, okay? Ang tawag talaga, cotton swab. Pero feeling ko, nalaman nyo yan ng pandemic. Kasi, sino mga nakapagpa-swab test? O, diba? Grabe talaga yun, parang sinundot yung kaluluwa mo, no? Cotton bond. Branded to, so dapat bond paper. Cutix or Cutex. Branded to ng nail polish. So, ang generic term ay nail polish. Okay? Napakahaba. Napakadami naman, no? So, hindi natin i-discuss lahat, ha? Dako na tayo sa phrasal verbs. Ilalagay ko na lang sa handouts, guys, okay? So, before we move on to phrasal verbs, let's have a quick 5-minute break. Q-tips? Ano yung Q-tips? Okay, let's have a quick 5-minute break. So we are now in the second half of our lecture, and we're going to talk about phrasal verbs. First of all, let's define phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are a group of words combined together that when you combine the words together, they have a different meaning. But if you separate them, they also function differently. Okay? So, ang mga phrasal verbs, ginagamit siya because you need to improve your self-expression. Okay? Kagaya ng kaninang minention natin, close the lights, mali yun. So, it should be turn on the lights. So, yung phrasal verbs, pag pinagsama mo yung turn tsaka on, ibig sabihin sindihan. Right? So, pag mag-isa lang yung word na turn, ibig sabihin nun, liko, turn, or turn the page. Right? Pag sinabing on, pwedeng preposition on the table, or pwede ring naka-on yung device, di ba? It's on. So, separately, they have different function and different meaning. But if you combine them together, they're a totally different meaning as well. There's a totally different meaning. So, verbs, phrasal verbs to, because they perform an action. Okay? Ayaw mag-click sa next slide. So, a verb plus preposition or adverb which creates a meaning different from the original verb. Okay, so ang verb sa first example ay brought. At ang preposition naman niya ay up. Okay, ma'am, ano po yung preposition ulit? Para sa mga medyo nakalimot na. When we say prepositions, they are words that describe the placement of nouns. On the table, in the bag, beside, in between, adjacent, alongside. There are also different kinds of prepositions. Prepositions of time, prepositions of place. Okay? Pag ba oras ang tinutukoy, on ba or in? Meet me. Oh. Teka lang, salita din ako, guys. I mean, pag oras, at 5 o'clock, okay? At 1 p.m. Gagamitin mo siya ng in kapag evening. In the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon. Okay? Pero pag specific time, the meeting is at 7 a.m. Okay? On is used for specific dates. Her birthday is on April 16. Pero pag walang specific date, her birthday is in April. We don't know when in April, basta April. In April. Now, kapag may specific date, her birthday is on April 16th. Okay? So, yun yung prepositions. So, ang phrasal verbs is a combination of a verb, a preposition, or an adverb. Okay, so on the first example, I was brought up in an adventurous home. Kaya tatlo yung examples dito kasi iisa lang yung verb na ginamit, pero iba-iba yung prepositions na ginamit. Kasi nag-iiba din yung meaning. Okay? So, on the first example, I was brought up in an adventurous home. I was brought up in a toxic family. Pinalaki ako. Yun yung ibig sabihin. Raised, to be raised. Okay, anybody who would like to use the phrasal verb brought up in a sentence? Sige, pagganahin natin ang brain cells. Yeah? Since andito na si Lisa, dalawa na kayo ngayong lagi kong tatawagin. Kasi yung mga nasa paligid na yan, mga nonchalant yan eh. Yung titingin pa lang ako, umiwas na siya ng tingin na gano'n. So, ba't ko pa siya I'm just kidding. Okay, Lisa, can you try to make a sentence? Kakasimula lang din ang topic na to. Okay, so how about sa mga Zoom members? Brought up, raised. Kung paano ka daw pinalaki. Alright? I was brought up by a single mom. Pinalaki ako ng single mom. Okay? Sige, kung ayaw niyo magbigay ng example, try mo, Argel.
Can you brought up some example in the meeting?
Can you brought up?
Brought up things about. Is it possible? For example, brought out situation about we are into. Brought
Bring.
up topic.
Come up. Hindi. Ang tamang term ay can you come up with? Not bring up. Pero halimbawa, we're having a conversation, and there's a topic that I'm very sensitive about. Hey, please don't bring that up. Diba? Huwag mo nang banggitin yun. Pwede rin yun sa ganong context. You know I'm sensitive about that topic. Please don't bring it up anymore. Or, hey, we're having a fun dinner. Don't bring up negative topics or scenarios, right? Next, number 2. This seminar brought out my adventurous streak. So, in this case, yung phrasal verb na brought out is the past tense of bring out. It means to elicit. Okay? Yung seminar daw ngayon, na-ignite or na-trigger ang kanyang adventurous streak. Alright? Be in a relationship that brings out the best in you. Next!
Not the worst thing.
Pero alam mo, hindi naman din laging ganun eh. It's not always consistent. There are times that your partner will bring up the dragon in you. Sino dito yung mga lalaki kung naka-experience na you brought out the dragon in your wife? Just kidding. Diba? Okay, gets niyo ba yung paggamit ng brought out? Number 3. A string of bizarre domestic events brought about my adventurous streak. So, similar lang yung meaning ng 2 and 3. Similar. Okay? Pwede ring brought about. Pero, syempre, sa number 3, it means to cause something. Alright? Which is very similar to number 2 as well. Okay, so we have different types of phrasal verbs. May mga phrasal verbs na separable, meron namang inseparable. So, remember when we talked about prefixes? Pag nilagyan mo ng in, nagiging negative. So, pag sinabing separable, pwedeng paghiwalayin. Pero pag sinabing inseparable, hindi pwedeng paghiwalayin. Okay, so example. I turned off the light. Pwede siyang maging, I turned the light off. Nagkahiwalay si turn tsaka si off, pero tama pa rin siya grammatically. Please turn on the radio. Please turn the radio on. So, the object can separate the verb from the preposition. Ito si object. Again, ano yung SVO? Subject, verb, object. Yun yung isa sa pinaka-main structure ng sentences. Diniscuss natin last Wednesday. Diba? Sa grammar lecture natin. I is the subject. Turned is the phrasal verb. Turn off, phrasal verb. At saka ang receiver ng action ay si light. So, siya si object. SVO, subject, verb, object. Right? Gets ba? You have to do this paint job over. Pwede rin? What's the another way of using do over? Sige nga. You have to do this paint job over. Ano yung different structure niya? You have to, pagdidikitan nyo lang guys. You have to do over this paint job. Okay? Kagaya lang din itong first example. I turned off the light. I turned the light off. So ano ba yung object? Okay, ano muna yung subject? You. Helping verb, have. Do over is the phrasal verb. Ano yung object? Paint job. This paint job, okay? So, pwedeng paghiwalayan si phrasal verb na do over, ipagitna si object. Diba? The object can separate the verb from the preposition. Do you understand it? Kaya pwedeng, you have to do over this paint job. Either of the two grammatical structures are acceptable. But when it comes to inseparable phrasal verbs, hindi sino mang makakapaghiwalay sa pinagsama ng Panginoong Diyos. Tama ba? Huy! Phrasal verbs ang topic, guys! Inseparable. Ibig sabihin, never pwedeng paghiwalayin ang phrasal verbs na to. Lagi lang silang magkasunod na ganyan, okay? Hindi pwedeng the situation called a series of urgent solutions for. Mali yun. Dapat, the situation called for a series of urgent solutions. So, ano ibig sabihin ng sentence na to? Because of the urgent situation, kailangan mabilis kang mag-isip ng solution. Okay? Called for. Yun yung ni-require niya sa sitwasyon na yun. Carlos ran into his English professor in the hallway. Ano ibig sabihin ng ran into? Hindi literal na tumakbo ha. May sumasagot po dito ng tumakbo papasok. Ran into. Ano ibig sabihin ng ran into? Ayun, nakasalubong ng hindi inaasahan. Ayan ang tinatawag nating organic encounter. Huy! Alam niyo ba yung organic encounter? Ikaw, Ronnie, alam mo yun? Yung mga Gen Zs, alam yun eh. Tsaka yung mga millennials. Sa mga nasa Zoom, alam niyo ba yung organic encounter? Or organic eggs lang? Kasi di ba mas healthy daw yun, guys? Sige, Ulysses, ano ibig sabihin ng organic encounter? Di ba? Busy-busy yan ka, Ulysses, pero may time ka pa mag-TikTok, ha? Okay, pag sinabi nating organic encounter, apparently, bakit may tag? Ay, di ba? Design pala siya. Di ba yung attention span ko sobrang iksi lang? Pag may nakita ko, doon na nakatuon yung attention ko. Di ba? Yung sapatos na yan papansin. Lagi kang itatanong. Lagi kang itatanong ng mga kasama, uy, may tag pa yung sapatos mo. Sana mapakita ko rin sa mga nasa Zoom, kaso ang hirap guys, wala akong external camera ngayon eh. Pero yung sapatos kasi ni Liza dito, may design siya na mukhang tag. So anyway, balik tayo dun sa organic encounter. Ngayon kasi, ang hirap, kadalasan sa mga nasa dating stage or looking for a partner stage, ang inaasahan nyo na lang ngayon ay virtual encounters like DMing someone. DM means direct message, okay? Ayun ang tinatawag na virtual dating, yung mga dating apps na pwede nyo i-install, di ba? So, easy come, easy go. So, maraming tao ngayon gusto pa rin ng organic encounter. And organic encounter is the opposite. Wherein, di ba, nasa coffee shop ka, gano'n. Tapos ikaw, ganda-gandahan ka lang doon, nagsusulat ka sa planner mo, at nag-ice coffee ka. And then somebody approaches you. Miss, ganun. May dumi yung hair mo. Hindi, can I have your number? Or pwede ba ako magpakilala? Ganun yung organic encounter. Pero yung mga kabataan kasi yun, hindi nyo na na-experience yata yun. Reto-reto na lang, o kaya DM-DM na lang, tama ba? Pero feeling ko si Ronnie na-experience yung organic encounter.
Drawing pa no, drawing.
Ikwento mo naman yung organic encounter mo, Ronnie.
High school days.
Hindi kailangan nakamic.
During high school days, no, normal to my generation that when you interested in a person,
Mhm.
so you make a move to know here, no hair, and if they are processing the place, you
You can offer.
yes, no, you can nanakawin mo yung role sa kanya.
Itas lang, ganun. Tell us about your own organic encounter. Ganun po yung ginawa ninyo.
Yes, no, wala na.
Nasaan na po siya? Yung babae yung pinagbigyan niya ng rose na pinitas sa hardin ni. Nagkatuluyan po ba kayo nun? Ay, parang, tingnan mo yung face niya. Parang may panghihinayang. Sana talaga di mapanood to ng wife mo. So, pero you and your wife, how did you meet?
As a Jensen.
Like, did you meet
Yeah.
papapakilala ba? Pagpapakilala ba ng iba? Reto, ganon? Or nakita mo siyang naglalakad sa aisle, tapos sa hallway, nabighani ka sa kanyang kagandahan, ganon?
Kasi nagkaroon ng party doon sa unit namin.
Uh-huh.
Na-invite sila. Pero
Encounter nga!
hindi ma'am, hindi
Ah?
kami nagkakilala doon.
Ay, hindi pa doon? Hindi pa doon? Okay.
Meron kasi kami schedule na arena. So, enjoy mo yung
Aha.
recreation mo. So, I go to General Santos.
You went to General Santos and
General Santos. And nagkakilala kami doon. Nagpunta na pala sila sa Rita. Pero sa hindi ko kami kilala.
sa General Santos, R&R. So you already met at the party and you kind of like passed by each other.
No, we did not take that part.
Hindi kayo nagkakilala pa.
Nalaman ko lang, nag-okay to ka. Punta ko rin sa gusto.
Wala lang. Oh, okay. Tapos, na-realize niya, you were at the same place at the same time, pero hindi pa yun yung time na nagkakilala kayo. Pero organic encounter pa rin. Yun, doon po tayo, yung tanong ko po sagutin nyo. Organic encounter pa din.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Sino pa? Sino ba yung mga naka-organic encounter?
Yan lang sa team. Seasonal na rin.
Ako may kikwento ko. Very juicy tong kwento na to. So, organic encounter to. Actually, it was the month that I was gonna get married. And then, my mom and I, we booked an accommodation for several days. And merong lobby na pwede kang mag-coffee, wifi. Only in that particular lobby. Wala nang wifi sa ibang area. So, nandun ako most of the time since hindi mo bitawan yung phone mo, di ba? And there was this guy. He's a Black American. I think he's from South Africa or something. And we kept seeing each other every morning or every time we were at the lobby at the same time. Sobrang madaldal kasi ako, so we kind of started talking. And then he asked me for a coffee date. But of course, I had to decline it because I was about to get married that month. Wala lang. Organic encounter yun. Okay. But I didn't really, like, hindi naman ako attracted sa kanya. I'm just saying na he asked me out for a coffee date.
Friendly na friend.
Hindi kasi friendly yung approach eh. Joke lang. No. And I wouldn't go out with a guy na parang kakikilala mo lang tapos sasama ka. No. Okay. I got over the flu. Mali pa yung spelling ng flu dito. But I don't know if I'll ever get over my broken heart. Si Sir Kevin siguro broken nung ginawa niya yung sentence na yan. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin ng get over? Nag-heal na, ibig sabihin. I got over the flu. Ibig sabihin, wala na siyang flu. Magaling na siya, nag-heal na. Pero may mga bagay na hindi na-heal ng basta-basta. Like, broken heart. Sa example yun, guys. Okay? Alright. So, yan yung mga example ng phrasal verbs na inseparable. Move on tayo sa intransitive. Cannot be followed by a direct object. So, nagtatapos lang siya ng walang direct object. He suddenly showed up. Yan. Wala nang kadugtong. He, tapos adverb suddenly, showed up. Bakit naging adverb si suddenly? Kasi ang showed up ay phrasal verb. Dinescribe niya si verb. Kaya adverb siya, si suddenly. So, we have a subject and a verb. At alam naman natin na subject-verb, kompleto. Pag may subject tsaka verb ang isang sentence, it's already a complete thought. Okay? So, pag intransitive si phrasal verb, ibig sabihin lang nun, wala nang kailangang direct object or walang tumatanggap ng action. Okay? Do you understand it? And, malalaman mong adverb tong si suddenly kasi you ask the question, how did he show up? He showed up suddenly. Ano yung opposite ng suddenly? Drastically. No, gradually. Search nyo lang, guys. Okay, so the children promised to come over but they never do. May direct object ba tong sentence na to? Ang subject natin, the children promised to come over. Dapat the children promised to come over but they never did actually. Kung gusto mong gawing do, kailangan the children promised to come over but they never do. Nagkamali lang siguro siya dito sa part na to. Nalagyan lang ng D. Okay? Pero dapat dyan, the children promised to come over, but they never did. Walang receiver ng action ha? So, intransitive pa rin si phrasal verb. Number 3, when we visited Paris, we loved eating out in the sidewalk cafes. Okay. That's the best thing about going to European countries, actually. Ang daming mga sidewalk cafes or al fresco areas, which makes the vibe really aesthetic. And I think it's a good way to socialize, you know. People watching. Do you know people watching? Do you know what people watching means? It's when you're in a cafe or a restaurant and you stay longer and you just observe your surroundings. Pwede ka rin nag-eavesdrop. Alam mo yung eavesdrop? Pinakikinggan mo yung chika nung nasa kabilang table. Ganon. Pero people watching is more like, you go to a cafe by yourself, muni-muni, ganon. Tapos, nagmamasid-masid ka lang sa paligid. I like doing that. How about you guys? Do you do that? Yeah. That's good. Ba't kayo natatawa? Hindi kasi di ba parang, you also need some me time. Me time. Parang, alam mo yun, I think it's relaxing to do that. Now we also have what you call three-word phrasal verb from the name itself. Tatlo yung words na magkakasama sa phrase. Okay? The boys promised to check up on the conditions of the summer house from time to time. Check up on. Can you please check up on your sister? She hasn't been answering my calls for the past 5 hours. Ibig sabihin nun, i-check mo naman siya. Okay? Pag check up lang kasi, ibig sabihin nun, doktor ka. Check up mo siya, di ba? Pero kailangan doktoran mo ng on. Check up on. Okay? After years of giving nothing, the old parishioner was able to come up with $1,000 donation. In this sentence, what does come up with mean? Nakalikom siya, right? Or nakapag-provide. Okay? So after years of giving nothing, finally, si old parishioner nakapag-provide na siya ng $1,000 donation. That's how much in pesos? 55,000, 56,000, right? 59 ba? Ang taas pala ng dollars ngayon, no? So it's 59,000 pesos. Malaking donation yon to church, right? Or kung saan man you donate. All right. Another use of come up with. Pwede ring bigla mong naisip. I came up with an idea on how to help students improve their speaking skills. Okay. Get along with. According sa context na to, I found it hard to get along with my brother when we were young. Ano ibig sabihin ng get along with sa context na to? Pwedeng makisama, pero may isa pang word na appropriate for it actually. Magkasundo. Okay? Yun yung more exact translation of the word get along with. Magkasundo. Okay? Well, that's what happens to siblings when you're actually younger. You don't really get along with your siblings. You fight a lot and stuff like that. But when you get older, syempre kailangan you get along with your siblings. Sino ba naman uutangan mo kapag gibit ka, di ba? Ang hirap kaya maging single child, only child. Kapag gipit lang, wala akong charot. Okay. So, I heard my cousin, she said, ilan na anak niyo? Dalawa na. Sundan mo pa ng isa, sabi niya gano'n. Sabi naman ng isang kong pinsan, really, why? Kasi daw parang ang lungkot naman ng dalawa lang. Ano pa kaya ako? Isa lang. But the thing is, my personality is, I'm very friendly, I'm outgoing, I'm a social butterfly, so, and I'm very independent. I can even live on my own. If I'm not married, I can live on my own. So, depende pa rin yun. Pero oo nga, masaya naman talagang marami, no? Yung, kayo ba? Yung kayo sa family nyo? Ilang siblings? So, nakarelate ka sa akin na minsan malungkot, right? Minsan. Lalo na mag-Pasko. Kasi you see your cousins, even though simple lang yung okasyon or, I mean, simple lang yung salo-salo nila, pero ang saya lang kasi ang dami, di ba? How about you? How many siblings do you have? Ay, ito pala yun. Napakalungkot naman ang site na to. O, kayo ba? Kayo ba? Dalawa. Ang tipid ng parents, no? Ay, no. Dalawa lang. Baka sabihin mo dalawa. Okay. So, sa mga nasa Zoom, marami ba kayong magkakapatid? Yung sa side kasi ng tatay ko, 11 sila. Nakunan pa ng isa, so 12 ka. Kasi alam niyo ba, yung lugar namin dun sa Leyte, I'm not, uh, hindi ako marunong magwaray or Bisaya. Pero nakapunta na ako doon several times. Very liblib talaga siya. Malapit siya sa mga bundok, dagat, ganun. So, gets, parang, ano nga ba gagawin mo doon? So, sabi ng lola ko, 11 yung mga, ano mo eh, tito-tita mo dito eh. Sabi ko, talaga po? Sabi niya, nakunan pa nga ako isang beses, so dapat 12 yun. Ano po hobby niyo, lola? What do you do on your leisure activity? Ginang-inayat si lola eh, no? Tapos ano kaya yung sagot niya? Charot. Lola, sumalangit nawa. I mean, she already passed away. I think 2 years ago. Pero yun, I have so many cousins there. Kasi yung mga tito-tita ko, madami din silang anak. Yung parents ko lang talaga yung isa lang. Even on my mother's side.
Maybe mom that because they do not believe this or
Oo nga, di ba nung nasa Leyte ako, parang kailangan mo bang maghintay ng certain time of the day para magka-water? Grabe kakaiba yung tubig doon, kala mo galing sa bundok talaga eh. Sobrang lamig eh. Tapos, yung wala sa kanilang gumagamit ng dekalan. Ay, dekalan ba yun? Degasol. Ang ginagamit nila is di uling kahoy. Alam mo kung gaano katagal? It takes so much time to cook. Yung pagpaparingas, ringas ba tawag lang yan? Yun pa lang, ang tagal-tagal na eh. So, 1 week lang ako doon. Pero masaya naman, in fairness. Kasi, very, yung camaraderie talaga ng mga kapitbahay, yun. Very intact sila, actually. I envy my father's side, cousins. Very intact yung ties nila as family because, like, if someone is going through something financially, the others na nakakaluwag-luwag, they fill in for the empty cups, you know. So yun, maganda rin naman dun. Unlike dito kasi medyo civilized ng Gaban, Cabanatuan, hindi na kasing whatever. Get rid of. The citizens tried to get rid of their corrupt mayor in the recent election. Nabalitaan niyo ba yung nangyari sa Indonesia? Indonesia ba yon? India. Di ba meron silang mga corrupt na government officials? Tapos sinunog nila yung mga bahay. Talagang nag-riot talaga sila. Oo. Pero hindi sila nakulong. Kasi corrupt nga kasi yung mga ano eh. Eh sa Pilipinas, ano na nangyari? Wala pa rin nakukulong hanggang ngayon? Okay. Number 5, I always look forward to the beginning of a new setter. Look forward to. What is something that you're looking forward to? Malapit na mag-end ang 2025. What are you looking forward to? Everyone has a common goal here, and definitely I know you're looking forward to getting your target band score. Kasi wala namang pasa or fail sa IELTS because this is a proficiency. This is an assessment test to check your assessment level. So, ang term na gagamitin natin is na-achieve mo ba ang OES target score mo or not? Pero wala namang fail or pass, di ba? Medyo mabigat kasi sabihin yung word na fail. Di ba? Sakit. Okay, ayan din yung iba pang mga phrasal verbs, guys. Ask out. To go on a date. Sige, kanina nakikinig ako ng podcast. It's an IELTS podcast. And related siya sa ask out. Pero dun muna tayo sa go on a date. When you say go on a date, it doesn't refer to a romantic relationship right away. Pwedeng, I'm going on a date with my sister, with my friend. Dito kasi sa Pilipinas, pag sinabing, uy, may date ako, agad iniisip romantic na agad. Pero hindi naman. When you go on a date, it can be with your family members, with your kids. So, mag-ingat tayo sa term na go on a date. Kasi pwede siyang sa romantic sense, pwede rin siya sa platonic lang naman. Okay? Ask out. Ask someone to go on a date. Yung mga lalaki ngayon, how do you ask out someone when you want to ask them out on a date? Nanggigigil ako sa mga lalaki nowadays eh. Magaling lang sa umpisa. Ask out, parang date ka. Kailangan kahit mag-asawa na kayo or matagal na kayong magkarelasyon, nagde-date pa rin kayo. I actually stumbled upon this couple on Instagram. If you know her, her name is Cheska. And she was once a PBB housemate. Yung chinita na half Japanese ata siya or half Filipino. Pero sabi niya, artista yung niya yung asawa niya eh. Pero hindi ko kasi kabisado yung name kasi taga GMA. Hindi ko naman masyadong familiar. Hindi ako masyadong familiar sa mga GMA artists. So sabi niya, they have one rule in their relationship. Kailangan regular dates pa din. Even though you have kids, even though you've been in the marriage for such a long time, take her out on a date because it rekindles the romance. Rekindle talaga. Di ba? So, sa mga lalaki, huwag kayong complacent. Kasi feelings change, right? You need to do something about it to rekindle. Catch up pa. Chika lang naman. Okay, catch up. Update niyo yung isa't isa about what's happening recently in your lives. Pwede rin naman, please catch up. Halimbawa, you left behind on the lessons. You need to catch up with the lessons. Alright? Clean up, come across. Okay, clean up, madali lang to. Skip na natin. Come across. I came across this book and I ended up buying it because I got interested in the novel. Okay, so ibig sabihin, unexpectedly, by chance. Pwede rin naman, I came across Peter the other night and we had a few drinks. Bakit ba Peter yung naisip kong name? Name yun ng Korean boss namin, is Weezy. I don't like him, pero Peter yung name niya. Okay, next. Cross out. Ayan, draw a line through. Sa mga magpa-pen and paper-based IELTS test, cross out kapag nag-i-erasure. Cut out. Narinig niyo yung expression na to? Cut it out. Sabi yung nanay sa anak niya, cut it out. Tapos tititigan ng masama. Ibig sabihin, itigil niya yung pangungulit or kung ano man yung ginagawa niya na nakaka-distract or so it means stop an annoying activity. Cut it out. Do over. Repeat. I need you to do over your essay because I know that you just got it from ChatGPT. Figure out. Figure out means find the answer by logic. Yes. I can't seem to figure out the answer. Figure out a way. Fill out. Ito. Marami pa rin akong naririnig. Kahit mga nasa corporate world na. Pero ang gamit pa rin, fill up the form. You mean fill out the form? Ginanon eh, no? Actually, kahapon nasa ako. Nasa Google Meet ako. Sabi niya, fill upan niyo po, ma'am. Fill outan ko. Gumanon ako talaga. Paano na-gets niya, no? Ang sama na ugali. Fill out is when you start adding information sa mga form. 'Di ba? Hindi siya fill up. Kasi pag fill up, ibig sabihin may pupunuin kang baso. Fill up the cup with water. Fill up the cup with milk. Fill in the blanks. Ayun yung kapag may mga blanco, kukompletuhin mo yung sentence. Pwede yun, fill in. Okay, next. Lisa, bakit? Ng cellphone? Papel naman yung binagsakan eh. Find out. Ayan. Sa kaka-investigador mo sa cellphone ng asawa mo, may na-discover ka tuloy. Kaya ako, hindi ko na check eh. Bahala ka dyan. Konsensya mo na lang siguro. Get in, get into. Enter a car or arrive at a place. Get off. Get off. Get off the car. Enter any vehicle. Get on the bus. Get on the plane. Get over. Recover from an illness or a broken heart. Get through. Finish. Give back. Return something to someone. Give love. I give love pala yung nasa kanta. Kakanta sana ako, give love on Christmas Day. Uy, malapit na yung Pasko, guys. Ano na bang date ngayon? 14? Lapit na. Malapit nang ma-hold up ang mga wallet natin sa mga ating mga inaanak. Uy, napakadami kong inaano. Huwag yun akong kukunin ninang ah. Namumuluwi talaga ako pag December. Okay. Pero ngayon hindi na masyadong nagpupunta yung mga kids. Pansin nyo? Hindi na kagaya dati na talagang... Kayo ba guys, pinupuntahan pa ba kayo ng mga inaanak ninyo? Hmm. Nakabook ako ng staycation sa ibang lugar sa December. Charot. Give up. Stop doing something. Go over. Narinig niyo na ba si Sir Kevin nagsabi, can you go over your essay one more time? Hand in your homework. Ayan, kadalasan sa school, di ba? Keep out. Pag may nakalagay na keep out, ang mga Pilipino, napasok pa din. Gusto nila yung mga risky situations eh. May nakalagay na no trespassing. Pero may mga tao, hindi pa rin nila pinapansin yung mga ganong signs. Kaya tayo nasasaktan sa buhay eh. May mga signs na no trespassing, enter pa rin ng enter. Keep up. Stay at the same level or position. Keep up the good work. Napakinggan nyo na ba yung teacher niya? Sinabihan kayo, keep up the good work? Inuuto lang kayo noon. Akala niyo naman, galing nyo na. Pampa-encourage din yun, di ba? Hey, keep up the good work. Makeup. Kung gusto niyo ng makeup recommendations, usap tayo later. Just kidding, no? Ang benta ng mga jokes ko kay Lisa. Kahit wala na kayo, basta si Lisa nandito, masaya na siguro yung lecture, no? Kasi tingnan mo, napaka-nonchalant nila, hindi nila nagigets. Phlegmatic. Yung personality na phlegmatic. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun eh. Hindi nagre-react agad sa mga bagay-bagay. Ganun. Name after. Yan yung mga hilig ng mga Pilipino, pinapangalan sa nanay at tatay ng anak, naging Rogeline. Ganon yung mga... Wala namang masama, guys, sa ganong name. Pero di ba, Roger kasi tatay, Arlene si nanay, kaya Rogeline. Wala lang, hindi ko ipapangalan na ganon sa anak ko. Uy! Ayoko na nga, baka isipin yung judgmental ko sa mga Filipino names, ah. Pick out, select. Select, di ba yun yung ano, tambayan dyan sa shell? Charis. Point out. Oh, yan. Basahin nyo na lang. Idioms, hindi naman kasi ina-encourage na gumamit kayo ng idioms. Especially sa writing, huwag kayong gagamit ng idiomatic expressions, ha? Because idiomatic expressions are very informal. They have a very informal tone. Kaya kung sa writing, hindi ina-encourage at hindi dapat mag-include ng idiomatic expressions. Pero, kung pupunta kayo ng US at makakausap nyo yung mga Native Americans, ang dami nilang gumamit ng idioms. Like, bawat sentence may idiom sa isip-isip ko. Ayoko na ang kausap to. Ang hirap kausap. May mga idioms din kasi na hindi ko pa alam. Sabi ko, ah. Pero may mga idioms din naman na depende sa context, magigets mo rin. Like, it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, nyo lang narinig yung it's raining cats and dogs. No, narinig nyo na yun before, right? Apparently, may explanation yon. Kaya daw, hindi ko na-explain. Pero it's raining cats and dogs. Ang ibig sabihin nun, heavy rain. Okay? Number 2. When I told my mom I would be home around 2, she had a cow. Oh, A, B, or C? My mom bought a baby cow. B, my mom is really strange. Or C, my mom was really upset. According to the context of the sentence, what do you think is the right answer? Yes! Kasi, sino ba namang nanay matutuwa kapag sinabi mong uuwi ka ng 2 a.m.? Okay. I never learned how to use a computer, so I lost my job. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Ano ibig sabihin ng a dog-eat-dog world? A, only the strong or the best survive. B, dogs are eating dogs at the office. C, dogs like to eat dogs for lunch. Obviously, the answer is A. Okay? Only the strong or the best survive. Number 5. The cream of the crop means it is... Yes. Kasi literally, when you're eating a cupcake, you're looking forward to eating the cream, right? Kasi, basta. Yun kasi yung nakakapagpasarap sa cupcake. If you have a finger in the pie, you are in something. You are blank in something. Involved. Use your noodle means think. Kasi noodle, yung brain. Literally, it's shaped like noodles. So anyways, guys, that's the end of our lecture today. It's already 12 lunch na. Sino magsa-stay for coaching? Sino gustong mag-stay for coaching? Yes, tomorrow may pasok kayo. It's a lecture day tomorrow. And nandito si Sir Kevin tomorrow. Okay? See you guys next week sa mga nasa Zoom.